You know, the whole deal with the devil thing, it's a story we all feel like we know, right? But what if I told you that the story we know today is radically different from where it started? We are going to trace exactly how a simple, scary story about a demon evolved into one of the most powerful reflections of the human soul ever written. So let's start with a question. What would you trade your soul for? Seriously. Knowledge? Power? Fame? It's a heavy question, and that exact dilemma is the engine behind this entire archetype. It forces us to ask what we truly desire and what we're willing to sacrifice to get it. That, right there, is the heart of the Faustian bargain. Okay, so let's break it down. Think of it like this cosmic scale. On one side, you've got everything you could ever want. Knowledge, pleasure, you name it. And on the other side, the ultimate price, your soul. This diabolical pact, this deal, is way more than just a story. It's a moral gut check that has fascinated people for centuries. But, the guy offering this deal, he wasn't always so complicated. To really understand how deep this character became, we have to go back to the beginning, back to the 16th century, where things were, let's just say, a lot more black and white. So the first time we meet Mephistopheles is in a 1587 German book, the Faustbuch, and his job description was brutally simple. Job 1, tempt Faust. Job 2, pursue his soul. Job 3, get that contract signed. That was it. No nuance, no hidden motives, just pure, unadulterated, straightforward evil. And here's the key thing to remember about this original version. He was designed as a warning, a very clear one. He was an external threat, a literal monster from hell coming to drag you down. The message was simple. Don't get too ambitious, or this is what will happen to you. But then, a literary genius got his hands on the story and changed absolutely everything. And this, right here, is where it all changes. This is the moment a simple boogeyman transforms into a timeless archetype. And it's all thanks to one writer, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. He didn't just tweak the character, he completely reinvented him. What Goethe did was nothing short of revolutionary. He took this external battle between a man and a demon, and he moved it inside. The new battlefield wasn't heaven and hell anymore. It was the human mind. It was our own internal landscape of desire, ambition, and doubt. And when you put the two versions side by side, the change is just staggering. The original Mephistopheles was basically a soul collector. That was his only motivation. But Goethe's version? Oh, he's so much more. He's a cynic, a witty partner in crime, a psychological foil. His new job wasn't just to take Faust's soul, it was to show Faust the darkness that was already inside him. And that one shift changed the story forever. So why is this psychological twist so important? I mean, why does it matter so much? Well, because it's the very thing that turned a 16th century German folktale into a universal theme that speaks to us right here, right now. I absolutely love this analogy. The Faustian bargain basically becomes a dangerous, high-interest loan on your spirit. You get all the good stuff up front, power, knowledge, instant gratification, but the collateral you're putting up is your very soul. And Mephistopheles, he's the ultimate cynical banker who knows the fine print better than you do. It's a perfect metaphor for that internal struggle we all face. You see, this shift is everything. The story is no longer about avoiding some literal demon hiding in the shadows. It becomes about confronting the complexities inside of us, our own conflicting desires, our ambitions, our moral gray areas. Mephistopheles becomes less of a monster and more of a mirror. By moving the conflict inward, Goethe basically created what you could call a universal grammar of temptation. The story was no longer stuck in one specific religious box. It became about the demon inside all of us, which meant that any culture, anywhere in the world, could pick up this theme and make it their own. And the proof that this theme went global is, well, it's everywhere. Once the story became about our inner selves, it started popping up in cultures all over the planet, each time with its own local spin. And one of the best examples of this comes from Polish folklore. So, let me introduce you to Pan Twardowski. His story is a fantastic case study because it perfectly maps onto the Faustian bargain, but it does so in a way that feels completely and uniquely Polish. I mean, just look at the parallels. They're impossible to miss. Just like Faust, Pan Twardowski is a scholar who makes a deal with the devil. What's the deal? You guessed it. His soul in exchange for incredible knowledge and power. This is that universal grammar we were just talking about. The story takes that core template, the ambitious scholar, the devilish pact, the ultimate price, and weaves it into local Polish folklore, creating a profound moral story that proves this theme can truly thrive anywhere. And this idea has spread so far and wide, it's incredible. You see it in American comics with Marvel's villain Mephisto, who's literally famous for his devilish deals. You see it in Japanese manga like Blue Exorcist with the character Mephistopheles, who's this quirky, morally gray trickster. The core concept is just so strong, it can be remixed and reimagined endlessly. So after this whole journey, where are we? Well, we're left with a character who has become something so much more powerful than just a simple villain. The story of Mephistopheles is really a story about how literature evolves. He started out as this straightforward external threat, a monster to be afraid of. But over time, he was transformed into a catalyst, a cynic, and maybe most importantly, a dark mirror, reflecting the battles we all fight within ourselves. And really, that's the final takeaway. The lasting power of this character isn't about hellfire and brimstone. It's his ability to show us the parts of ourselves we don't always want to look at. He forces us to confront our own ambitions, our own temptations. So it brings us back to that first question. When you look in that mirror, what do you see?